So let's think about the bond price of a company. Let's say before, uh, let's say the face value 1,000. Let's do semi-annual, years to maturity 5. I'm going to make the coupon rate and yield to maturity the same initially. So they were $1.75 plus about 375. So that's 550. So before the COVID stuff, you could sell that bond for $1,000. Okay. I mean, I made up the coupon rates, but the idea is still the same. Now, after the COVID stuff happened, treasuries did go down to 0.75, but the yields, the spreads went up to 11, right? So your bond is going to trade at a yield to maturity of 10.25. No, 11.75. I'm sorry. Before this, I was a bondholder and I expected to make $1,000 if I sold this bond. Now, when it goes to 11.75, let's see what's going to happen to the price. 768.23. I lost more than 25% of my investment if I sell it. If I don't sell it, obviously, I'm still going to collect coupons and stuff, but I'm also carrying the risk that this company could be defaulting on me. That's why that's extra yield. If you want to use this template just for valuation, make sure that the setup mode is the red light. But if you want to do other stuff, for example, if I tell you that price is going to go down to 700, okay? And you want to figure out what is the implied yield to maturity on that. First, change your unknown to yield to maturity. It was already there. Then double click on the setup mode and it automatically solves it for you. Okay. That's a shortcut, just like I did for you guys in margin investing. That's a shortcut for Excel to do the goal seek automatically. So anytime I ask you for yield to maturity, given other stuff, uh, just put it in solver mode. Make sure that your unknown is the yield to maturity. Put in your target value. If the bond value went up to 900, what happened to the yield to maturity? It obviously goes down. Remember, bond prices and yields are inversely related. One of the things this chapter talks about is yield to call. It's somewhat easy to implement, but we kind of need to think about it for callable bonds. Let's give an example. You have a 5% coupon bond with 10-year maturity. Current yield to maturity is also 5%. Yield to maturity for standard bonds, okay? For non-callable bonds. So if this was a non-callable bonds, we already know what the price would be. It would be $1,000, assuming face value was 1,000. Assume face value of uh, 1,000. Suppose the bond is callable after 3 years, and call price is 1,100. So there is the 10% call premium, right? So how would you calculate yield to call? First, I'm going to kind of do it by hand. Then we're going to trick our, what you want to call, we're going to trick our template to do the calculation for us. Basically, here's the cash flow. Assume annual coupons, just for the hell of it, to make the argument easy. Year 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm gonna get $50 year 1, $50 year 3, year 2, 50 plus the call price, because it's callable for the first time in year 3. You always calculate yield to call for the first available call period. So the way you would do this, and suppose this one is trading at 1,000. Normally, the value of the bond using yield to call, that $50, 1 plus yield to call plus $50, 1 plus yield to call square plus 1150, because that's what you're going to get at the end of year 3 if it is called. And that's equal to $1,000. All you have to do is solve for yield to call. Normally we would do that using GoalSeek. So let's kind of do it. Then we'll do the same thing by tricking the template. So let's put a number here. For now, I'm going to put 5%. Let's make that big. And the value would be 50 divided by 1 plus that, plus 50 divided by 1 plus that squared, plus 1150 divided by cubed. Yes, yes. So if yield to call is 5%, the bonds should be valued at 1041. At 6%, a little bit less, 7, less than 1,000. So it's somewhere between 6 and 7. But we're civilized people. We would take that value, data, what if analysis, GoalSeek to 1,000 by changing that yield. So 646 in this case is yield to call. The way I'm going to trick the bond pricing template, think of the cash flow from this bond, okay? This bond gives me coupons of $50. It's annual and a redemption of $11.50. So I'm going to have a fake bond, my fake bond, so that I can put it in the context of the template. It has a face value of $11.50. It has a coupon rate of 50 divided by 11.50. So let's calculate that. 4.3478. We could do it more exact, but so a bond with a face value of 11.50 and a coupon rate of 434.78 is exactly the same cash flow as that bond that is to be called, right? So if I go here and my target value is 1,000, face value 11.50, one coupon per year, years to maturity is 3, coupon rate is, what was that? 434.78. So why didn't we get the same number? Yeah, it's $50. Oh, face value is not 11.50. It's 1100. So I need to change the coupon rate. Remember, this thing pays the coupons plus the face value.